Ladies, does the man in your life have way too much beard hair on his face? Are you a clean shaven girly? Well, the sponsors of today's show, Manscaped, has the perfect solution for you with their brand new Handyman electric face shaver. If he doesn't already have it, this device is the perfect complement to their signature Beard Hedger Pro kit. Gift him these bad boys and let the handsomeness unfold with a range of different looks. Go to manscaped.com and use code ATI for 20% off and free shipping. Let Manscaped do the work and watch him go from 5 o'clock shady to hell yeah, baby. First off, this cordless trimmer has a rotary wheel that gives 20 hair cutting lengths, all with one guard. So, no more messy drawers full of extra add ons. You hear that, ladies? No more messy drawers. His face is his first impression, and his beard is his most important accessory. And now I am a firm believer of that 4 years later. So get 20% off and use free shipping with code ATI at manscaped.com. That's 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com and use code ATI. Time for him to hit the refresh button with Manscaped. Hey guys, welcome back to After the Island. I'm Elizabeth.
I'm Alex.
And we have Carmen and Kenzo with us today. Hi.
Welcome.
What's up? What's up? How are you guys doing?
Good. How are you guys feeling after getting back from Fiji? Jet lag.
Yeah, I honestly haven't slept in like the last 48 hours. My sleeping schedule is way messed. So, but I got a little nap before this, so I think I'm feeling pretty good right now.
Oh, good.
It's like weird to be around people, but in a good way.
And then yesterday we went to Disney for the whole day, so that didn't help at all.
How fun was that?
It was fun. No,
It was
it was
so
her
fun.
first time.
I've
She's
never
never
been.
been.
Oh, so fun.
I haven't been either. So I'm always asking. I'm like, should I go? Is it worth it?
Yeah. It's so fun.
It's one of those things where I feel like now that I've done it, I probably won't have to go for like a while.
So I'm happy Disney was amazing. I can imagine how overwhelming it is coming home, seeing all the love. It's absolute madness when that happens. It's just so crazy. How did you guys' journey start in the first place? How did you guys end up on the show?
I mean, I feel like it was weird for both of us because I was supposed to go backpacking in Europe for July and August. So I was like already ready to like leave life for 2 months. And then very, very, very last minute, the first week of June, my trip fell through and I wasn't going to go anymore. It got canceled. And then literally the next day I got messaged to come on the show. So in June, like all of this shit like came together for me. So it was very last minute.
Yeah, that's like perfect timing.
Yeah.
Kenzo, what about you?
Yeah, I think that I got reached out. I think it was like March. In March, I got reached out, and then just like the whole, I didn't know if I was gonna go through with it. At first, I thought it was fake when they reached out to me on Instagram. Um, and then but then I got a call, and I was like, okay, this seems kind of legit. And I never honestly never really watched reality TV. And so I didn't really think I was gonna do it. But just I don't know, something just like told me that like it was gonna be like a fun time, and like I think this is one of the only ones that like I watched a little bit, and I was like, okay, I could probably do this one. And so I went through the whole process, but it's so long, and then they don't tell you like until like 2 weeks before flying out, and so yeah, I had also plans to be in Italy because I have family in Italy. And so I was gonna go for the whole summer, and so I was like, I didn't know if just to like go all in on Italy or wait for this opportunity. So I decided to wait, and obviously it paid off, and I got the call, and so yeah, I made it to Love Island, and yeah, I'm so glad I did because otherwise I wouldn't have met her, and so yeah, it's awesome.
I'm like not in my mind, me thinking in like an alternate universe, you guys like meet over in Italy,
I
like
know.
while you're backpacking, Carmen.
I was like,
It's
dude,
like we would've met there.
eventually would have met somewhere.
Yeah.
I feel like the it was gonna guide us somewhere together. So, but I'm glad it was Love Island and in Fiji. We had a lot of fun out there, and just meeting all the other guys and girls out there. Like
Yeah.
they're gonna be like in our lives forever as well. So, that was
Yeah.
exciting.
Yeah, that's really nice to
Absolutely.
have. I'm like, we're like the direct testament of that.
Yeah. Yeah.
But so Carmen, you started your journey before Kenzo did. what was it like coming in and who was it? Victor was the first person you were coupled up with, and then you were also considering Bergie, and then there was, like, all of that. Like, kinda walk us through what that felt like.
It was really so I had originally thought I was gonna come in way later. I thought I was gonna be like a Casa Amore girl or like even a bombshell
Oh,
after that. Because I
okay.
did interview so late, they were like, we don't even know if you're gonna get done with the interviews by the time like the show starts. So I really prepared to like be like a latecomer. So coming in night one was shocking. Like I literally didn't think that was gonna happen for me. And then like in the real world and on the show, like everyone's kind of like been quoting me on this. Like I am a slow burner. Like it takes me like a long time to decide if I like people. Like I'm
Okay.
very, very like closed off and guarded. So like with Victor and Bergie, it was that way for both of them. And then with like Victor, I honestly like keep saying this. Like I feel like him and I would have been the best friends. Like I think we would have been the best of friends. Like we like a lot of the same things in that sense, but I think compatibility wise, we just didn't work out. So I feel like if we hadn't taken it romantic, we would have had the best friendship in the world. And then with Bergie, like, I don't know how else to explain it besides the fact that like him and I like are just so comfortable with one another. Like we really can talk about whatever. Like it was so casual. But just with our connection, like too, like it did feel like we were kind of like lacking like communication. Like it was like I would hear a lot from other people. He would hear a lot. So it was like not really going through each other. And I was like, we really need that for like a relationship, you know? And then I feel like when Kenzo came in, like I've never liked someone that quickly. Like my friends in the real world, like even everyone in the villa was like, we've never seen Carmen like this. Like my first week and a half in there, like I really didn't like I wasn't all in on anyone right away. And in the real world, that's not how I move either. Like I do move very slowly. Like it'll be like weeks and weeks and weeks before I even like decide if I possibly like someone. So it was just like even in the villa, they were like, "That's how we know you like him." Like they were like, "We've never seen you like this."
I feel like we could even tell you liked him right away. Like, I feel like your face, like, lit up.
Did that doesn't
Yeah.
surprise me though. Yeah.
Like, it seemed like your whole like, it was just, like, all of a sudden you were like, "Mm."
Yeah, I
Like,
know.
mood
All I see is
change.
you guys up and, like, soul ties
Yes.
sleeping all the time. I was like, "Oh, they're locked in," like
Kenzo, what was it like for you coming in then? Who did you have your eyes, like, set on anyone else? Or and then, when you meet everyone, kinda sometimes that all just goes right out the
Yeah,
window.
I mean, I kind of just wanted to go in there. Obviously, when I walked in and I saw her, yeah, she definitely caught my eye for sure. She's the one that like stood out the most, But I still, wanted to get to meet, like, know everybody. So I had a chat. I think on the first day I chatted with all the girls. And yeah, at the end of the day, it Carmen was she like blew me out of the water, and so yeah, it was pretty obvious. Like I kind of wanted obviously to like like keep my cards like close to my chest, but everybody could see that like Carmen lit me up. So yeah, but no, right from the start, like when I first saw her, I was like, fuck, I'm in trouble. But no, it was definitely a good time getting to know everybody. But yeah, at the end of the day, it was always her.
Emily used to joke because they would like we would always say like keep your cards close to your chest. She would be like Kenzo's were see through. Like we could see through
No.
his cards.
I was gonna say yours both were. It's so
Yeah, no, like
funny.
honestly, like when I saw her, I was like, "Fuck the prize! Like she's my prize now. Like, she's all I want. Like, if I can just take her home, like I'll be so happy." And so I did. And
Oh.
so
Oh.
Okay, I have to ask, set the record straight. Have you guys met before the show?
We've never met. We've never met ever before. And like because then there was like we didn't know that was like even a thing, and
A
then we
whole
left
thing.
and we saw everyone
yeah,
was
my
like
brother was like, "Dude, I had to go on the fucking news to like tell
blowing up our
everybody." I'm like,
parents, like
"That's crazy."
and
Yeah.
like I
Insane.
remember my mom called one of my like best friends and was like, "Have they met?" And they were like, "No." Like my mom was even like, "What's going on? Like, do they at least like?" And like the thing is, like,
We don't even have like mutual friends or anything like
no,
that.
he
Because you moved there what?
I moved there 4 years ago, but I was in college, so I didn't actually live in Scottsdale. I lived in Tempe, where ASU is, and he's been traveling for the last 4 years, like in London and like Italy and Mexico. Like we really have not been in the same place, but we both went to the same gym at one point, but we were never working out there at the same time. And he knows my trainer that I worked out with there. Like, I guess my trainer followed him, and when people like made that connection, they were like they've been dating for years and they're like lying to get on the show, which
Oh,
was just like the most absurd thing we saw. We were so confused.
the internet is really good at gaslighting people into believing truly anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, like, if you did, that'd be a fucking power move.
Well, not
But
even that. I was even
But
if
even
we hadn't
if we
dated, like if
yeah,
we
like if
recognized
we
each other,
dated
we would
each
have
other,
said that.
yeah, like Marco and
Right.
Anna did, you know, at the beginning when Marco
Mhm.
was like, "Oh yeah, she goes to my gym," I would have been the same with you with
Yeah.
Carmen. I would have been like, "Oh, she goes to my gym."
Or like,
And if like obviously if, like we dated before, why the fuck would we go on there and like watch each other kiss other people? Like that would be terrible. Like
yeah, it didn't
no,
make any sense.
totally.
Or like I think they said like over 100,000 people applied. Like the odds that we pulled that scam of the century off and both managed to get on and protect it, like it's just crazy. But no, it did catch us off guard because we literally like the night we got off, like I remember leaving and someone coming up to us and be like, so you can tell us, like, did you actually? And we're like, no. We're like, what's
Oh my God.
happening?
Oh my god, that would be so crazy to see that.
yeah, we never expected to hear about those rumors. But
We
yeah, it was crazy. My brother was like going insane. He's like, dude, I had to go on the news. Like, it was crazy. Like, he showed me like screenshots of like the news and everything like that. I'm like, geez, like these people took it way too far.
we read your brother's statement on the
Yeah,
podcast.
we did.
Yeah.
We were like, his brother wouldn't be saying this, guys, if they were lying. Like, that would be weird. That wouldn't make any sense.
After family night, my dad started getting DMs being like, "Oh, even her family's in on it," and I
Oh,
was like,
no.
my dad was like, it took everything not to like respond, but he was just like, "Are you kidding me?" Like they literally think like we like had this elaborate scheme. I don't know.
Well, you guys are evil geniuses at that. Like, I would run with it. I'd be like, yeah, you know what we did? We scammed all of you, idiots.
Oh my god.
Or like people would be like, "She said she's a slow burner and she likes him right away, and it's because they've been dating." And I was like, "No, it's just because I really like him. Like it's not that deep."
Oh my
No, truly,
gosh.
like, zoom out. It's just Love Island. But anyway, moving on. I loved seeing your moments when, sorry, Carmen, when you would kind of put out fires for everybody else. And I want to know how you possibly did that while all like maintaining a relationship at the same time. Because the way you would call out both, I think you called out both Keenan and Leo, and you were like, get your shit together. You don't deserve my friends. Um, like what, how did you feel so empowered to just like do it?
Well, I feel like one, I'm like I have a bad habit of being like over opinionated and like having my own like opinion and just like being stubborn about it. But also like I don't know if they saw this, like of all the boys, I was the closest with Keenan and Leo. Like they were my best friends in there. And so like and obviously the girls they were coupled up with were also like my female best friends in there. So but I feel like you obviously like maybe that part wasn't shown, but like Leo like calls me like his older sister. Like Keenan and I call each other like our soundboard. Like we go to each other for like all of our like female male advice. And then him and I were so stable that it was just like we were just getting to know each other. But like half the time, like they would pull me to get advice about the girls. So it would be like then when we got back from Casa, the reason I was so heated with Leo was because like a lot of people at Casa Amore were like, Leo's the one that like hooked up. And I like rode for him for Cassie. I was like, no, because he had pulled me, I think, the night before Casa and been like, no one can turn my head. Like, I'm going to be loyal, like all of this stuff. So I just like, I even felt like, oh my, like, fucking God, like this is not like happening because he had told me the exact opposite before I left. So I think it was just like, more as much as I was defending Cassie, even as his friend, I was like, you told me one thing and then like you did the other, like, and now you're doing this to Johnny. So it was just like, and like when I tell you, like Leo and I were the best of friends before Casa, up until our conversation after Casa, like we would not even make eye contact with each other, like we, because I think he like knew I was like I felt betrayed and I was upset for Cassie. So like we were not even like acknowledging each other like at all. So it was just like a lot of like built up like you were like my best friend, you said all this stuff. And then like even with Keenan, like him and I were so close that when we got back from Casa, none of the girls would speak to him. He was like, "Can I pull you, Carmen? Like I need your advice on like what happened, like why are you guys all upset. So I think it was just more so like I was so close and comfortable with those two that it was like
Mhm.
easier for like me to like be, and also like I'm just a blunt and honest person, so if they ask for my advice or I'm talking to them, like I'm gonna say it like it is or how I think it
Yeah.
is, you know. So I think that's more so why.
No, it was like so beautiful to watch because you just put out the straight facts and then you were like, so like figure it out, but whatever. Don't ever fuck with my friend again. And it was pretty iconic, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, it was great.
Oh my gosh,
Um,
okay, good. I did apologize to Leo. I was like, I think I overstepped and was like too involved, but because I
It's
have
hard
love for
not
him
to
too.
when you're in there.
Yeah. A lot of the
Yeah.
other guys that have come off have said they were very, like, close to you and had a good friendship with you and that you were very good about giving advice too. So we have seen that, like, on the other end as well. And Kenzo, we even spoke to Johnny yesterday, and she was like, "Kenzo was such a good soundboard for me, like, while I was in Casa and everything with Leo was happening, like, he just kinda kept me, like, level-headed and helped me talk through a lot of the things that I was going through."
Yeah, no, Johnny, obviously, like, we got along right away as like a friend, you know, like I let her
Yeah,
know
yeah.
right away, that I was,
Yeah,
into
yeah.
Carmen and everything like that. And but no, she was a great girl, and she is a great girl, and like we we relate on a lot of things. Like she's like she's very spiritual like me. And so we got along there very well. And then she's obviously from Arizona too, so I know when we get back we're gonna be hanging out with her as well. But yeah, no, and Carmen became like really good friends with her too, and so
Yeah.
and yeah, so I kind of wanted to help people that Carmen loved as well. And so but yeah, no, Johnny was awesome in there, and I'm really proud of her for like I know she had to go through a lot, especially with the whole Leo thing, and for her to to stay strong and everything like that, and then find a connection with Scott at the end. It was pretty cool to watch.
Yeah, really, really nice. Circling back on your guys' relationship, walk us through kind of what happened the night of the strip challenge because like before that, I feel like we didn't see like a ton of Carmen and Kenzo. Like it kind of, was like all paradise, all sunshine, rainbows. Like they're happy, they're enjoying their villa time. Like so, we were getting a lot of like the drama on screen, and then we see that, and we were like, oh my gosh, like it felt, obviously with the edit, very
Way bigger than it was,
yeah.
but
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 but walk us through, like, what that was like.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's just like it just was like we just didn't communicate well. Like because when we became boyfriend and girlfriend, it was it was towards the end of the show, and I didn't think there was gonna be another challenge like that,
Yeah,
where you're gonna have to do stuff with the other islanders. And so I never had that conversation with her. I was like, hey, like now that we're boyfriend and girlfriend, like what bothers you, like what do you think is respectful. We never had that, and when we went into that challenge, like we were so surprised, like I didn't even have time to talk to her. Like the challenge was like last minute, it was just like, oh, striptease. And I'm like, fuck, I didn't even talk to like tell her what bothers me or like what I think is respectful or anything like that. And so she didn't know. So and then so yeah, she obviously went in there and did her thing. It was a challenge, and she killed it. She killed it. And but to me, I was since I was like, oh, that's my girlfriend. And like to me it was like too, like a little too much. But like I said, like I never got the chance to communicate it to her, so she didn't know. And she was just doing playing the game. And so yeah, so then after I got a little bit upset, which I didn't have the right to. It was, I just I let let the moment just get into my head. And but after because like it's happening so fast, and like
yeah.
I didn't have time to to like step out of the game and like really think about like what just happened. And so just my mind just like was racing. And so they got me into a beach hut right away, and I'm like, fuck, I already know what this is about.
They
And
stopped the challenge and were
yeah,
like,
they stopped
Kenzo
the
to the beach
challenge
hut.
like
And I
right
was
out.
like,
Yeah.
shut the fuck up.
yeah.
And so just like I didn't really have time to process everything. And so I kind of went off a little bit. But then after the whole thing, we had a talk, and we just communicated, we talked it out. And yeah, it was quick. It was like after the challenge, I think we worked it out like in the first chat we had. It was just like miscommunication. Like I said, we didn't have time to communicate our boundaries now as boyfriend and girlfriend. And but yeah, after we cleared that, we were good. We were good again. Honestly, like, and like that stuff like that, you know, like I was telling her, like, I'm kind of glad that it happened, because like, yeah, we were smooth sailing the whole time, that it was just like we didn't seem human. Like, it was just like, this is crazy, you know? Like, we haven't
Yeah.
fought about anything, like we haven't disagreed about anything. And so now that made us realize, you know, we're a human couple, like shit like this is gonna happen, we're gonna have to talk shit out. And so yeah, and so like I think it made us even stronger as a couple. And then yeah, I think things got even better after that. So kind of in a way that, you know, like, I'm kind of glad it happened.
Yeah, no, it
Yeah.
I didn't
definitely like talk. We were like, it taught us how to argue because we like had never like really disagreed about anything. So like it did teach us like our kind of like argument style because like you never know how like your partner is gonna react and like how they communicate. But yeah, no, it was definitely just like we hadn't like talked about it, and like when we like made up and talked about it, I was like, obviously like our relationship is my priority, and like when I did it, in mind was trying to be as respectful as possible. Like you have to trust me in the fact that like my intentions were not to come out and like be a bad girlfriend. Like I was trying to be a good girlfriend while still participating, but obviously it's not nice to see. You know what I mean? So it
Yeah.
was just like it was like I could we could both see each other's sides. It was just
Yeah.
like difficult because of
That,
like on a show. I wouldn't do this in the real world, but it's still not nice to see, you know? So it was just like weird like stipulations like that. But at the end of the day, I was like, babe, this is like not gonna happen in the real world. Like we cannot like have this be like an issue that we're actually fighting over. Like I'm not gonna do a striptease dance once we leave this place.
Honestly, I've never seen her pissed off, and it actually kind of turned me on a little bit. So I was like, fuck.
No, but you guys make a good point. We did question why they brought the strip challenge in so late. And I swear
Yeah,
it was to put a ripple in something. And you guys
yeah.
were just smooth sailing. So unfortunately,
Saying the same thing. Scott was surprised that they had the striptease at the end, at the very end, when like couples were settled down already. Um, which was, yeah, but we weren't expecting it. That's why I never had that conversation with her. I was like, oh, now we're just gonna do like little couple games and stuff like that. But you know, they got us, but you know, it just made us stronger, so it worked in our
yeah.
favor.
No, definitely. Um,
100%.
going into do you have any other questions?
No, you go.
I
Go
was
ahead.
just gonna say, what was your epic date like? It was so beautiful seeing all those like
The
pink
floral,
flower arrangements. It was absolutely stunning on the beach. What
it was
was that
giving
like?
wedding.
It was really, really pretty, and it reminded me of Kourtney Kardashian's proposal with
Oh my God,
Travis. Like
yes.
and that's like when I tell you, I don't because we haven't had any time to like watch any of it yet. Hannah called it like to a T what our date was gonna be. Like once we saw the hashtags, Hannah was like, "It's Kourtney Kardashian's like engagement setup, like with like the big like flowers and a heart." And so walking over there, I was just almost like, "Oh my god, she called it!" Like you know what I mean? But it was literally so pretty, and like it was the most stunning beach I think I've ever seen. Like it was so clear, and like there were these big rocks out in the water. Like it was just yeah, it was stunning. Like, and having the couch there too, so we weren't like laid out in the sand. Like, it was just
Mhm.
Yeah.
all really, really nice.
Yeah, no, it was perfect. Like, as soon as we got the text, obviously, I think it said hashtag life at the beach or something like that, and I was like, I'm obsessed with the beach, and like Carmen and the beach just go so good together, and so like I knew it was gonna be a great date, and yeah, obviously we got to the spot, and like you know, Fiji, like when you think of Fiji, like it's like the blue water and everything like that, and so we got to see that there, like it's to that spot where there's like the really clear and blue water, and yeah, the
Oh,
scenery was honestly one of the best things like best sceneries I've ever seen. And then yeah, there was like a little choir there too, which was really cool. And yeah, it was beautiful. And then yeah, and then we kept walking, and then there was that heart with the flowers and everything like that, and some champagne. And yeah, no, it was probably my best, like, you know, my favorite date of all time, hands down, easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was honestly perfect. I couldn't have asked for more. I know it was like a lot simpler than the other ones, but like I'm a very simple person. Like I like stuff like that, you know, just very simple,
yeah.
just us two on the beach. So it was perfect. Yeah.
Yeah, I was just excited to like sit and like talk to him outside of the villa too. Like, I was nervous we were gonna be like, because our first date we went kayaking.
Oh
Oh, yeah,
yeah.
I was gonna ask you about that after this, the
Yeah,
kayak date.
that was also we had like 2 dates already outside of the villa where like no other couple in there had gotten a date before. So it was like, I really hope we don't do an activity if I'm being honest, because I really just wanted to like sit down and like talk to him. Because like kayaking was so much fun, but it really like shortened the like
And the
date part.
kayak, I don't even the kayak date was like more of a workout.
It was
Like
exhausting.
our abs were on fire. Like we were on that kayak for like 2 hours. It was crazy.
Yeah.
With no cardio machine in that gym, that's gonna hit after.
No,
Yeah.
we were both
So
so
true.
sore, but like no, it was exhausting. So it was nice to just like sit down and like have like a quality date and just like talk about like life.
Yeah, and one thing Alex and I pointed out, so we went to, like, a watch party to watch, the final episodes when we were watching the dates. We really wanted to point out the choir of the Fijians, like, people don't understand how special that is too because the Fijian people are so nice. Like, they're the nicest, most wholesome, happy people ever, and I was like, they were probably so excited and, like, felt how special that was to do that too, that I feel like
Yeah,
other people wouldn't understand that.
yeah, no. Honestly, I don't think they ever stopped smiling the whole
Their
time.
smiles were
Yeah.
so
Yeah,
big.
it was so cute,
Like
and like they
it was
sang really good.
amazing.
Yeah, I had that song like that song stuck in my head.
For like the
I
next 2 days. Like
yeah,
literally. It was so pretty though, and like you said, like they are like the nicest people in the world. Like they're like you said, they could not stop smiling. It was just like it was like the most beautiful moment and then just like the cutest thing all at the same time. Like I couldn't stop smiling, like looking at them smiling. And then we were just like so excited to be there. So it was just like great vibes all around.
Oh,
That
so
sounds
I
amazing.
know,
You don't
so
need a big
special.
date if you guys just enjoy your own company. It's like, fuck it. We can just lay on the beach.
Wait, I missed it to ask. So wait, when you guys were kayaking, Kenzo, is that when you asked Carmen to be your girlfriend? Or was
yeah,
it
yeah.
after? Yeah, it was that
No,
date.
it was on that
After.
kayak date, but I didn't ask her in the kayak.
It was like when we
We
sat
had a
down.
little like picnic on the beach, and then that's when I asked her. Yeah.
Were you nervous? Because in the episode we saw you going into it, you were like, "I wanna ask her, but I feel like it might be too soon, like, this is so early to ask someone, but I just feel like it's right, like, I'm just gonna do it."
Yeah, no, I was very nervous before the whole date because I knew I was gonna ask her. But yeah, I was like, this is it just went by. It was like so quick. I've never like really fell in love with a person this fast. And so it just felt really quick. And so I was like, she's gonna think I'm fucking crazy. What if she says no and everything like that? But once I was in the conversation with her on the beach and the picnic, like it just felt so natural and just like I was not nervous at all. It just felt right. And then yeah, when obviously she said yeah, and it was a beautiful moment. And I wanted to tell her I loved her as well, but because I already knew I loved her, but I was just like, I can't throw these back to back. Like
I
it's
gotta
too
space
much.
this out.
Yeah, I was like, I gotta space these out because she's gonna fucking think I'm crazy. Her family's gonna like not like me. Um, yeah, no. So I spaced the I love you a little bit. I think I spaced like a week and a half after. But yeah, no, it was a great time for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, and I like before our date, like literally the day before, we talked about how like we're gonna be like exclusive and like date afterwards and like not see anyone else. And like I don't know if anyone else feels that way. Like I don't know why we do that now because that is like you are boyfriend and
I
girlfriend if you are like, exclusively dating. So like when like I because he told me after he was like I was nervous you were gonna think I was insane. And I was like I knew I was gonna be your girlfriend like after this. You know what I mean? Like it could have
yeah,
come at any point. But like once you decide you're exclusively only seeing each other, then I don't know what like the lack of title means. Like it meant a lot to me that he was like, I'm then like, let's have the title. Like I was happy that
yeah,
he asked me right after that
right.
conversation because I didn't. Because then you have to be like, well, we're together, but like we're exclusive and like we're not seeing anyone else. Like now I can just
Why
call
did
him my
we do
boyfriend.
that?
Yeah.
I know, why
Yeah.
did we do that? I did that, and then I just started calling him my boyfriend. And then by the time he asked, I was like, "Oh, yeah, you've already been my boyfriend for the last month."
Yeah, no, literally. So it
Yeah,
was just
and even
like
even though
right.
like once you're in the villa, even though like you're there for a short amount of time, you spend so much time with them that it really feels like you've known them for like the 3 weeks we were in there before I asked you. It felt like I knew her, like for like 6 months,
Yeah.
like in those three
Mhm.
weeks, like you just with them 24/7. Feelings and emotions are just like they rush like crazy. And so yeah, even the guys, you know, my relationship with the guys, like the first 2-3 days, it felt like I've known them for like a lifetime, you know. And so
Yeah.
so even though it seems crazy, you know, to the outside world, like, dude, you just met this girl like 3 weeks ago. Like once you're in there, it's completely different. Like you actually really do fall in love like very quick.
Yeah.
We compare it to dog years
Yeah, we do.
usually.
Yeah.
Like that's
Yeah,
really
like,
the only way.
the whole concept of time just, like,
It's
doesn't.
non-existent. Just
Yeah.
proves that
It's
time
crazy.
It's
literally
weird.
doesn't
Like
matter.
you maybe see each other like 2 times a week, 3 times a week, like max when you first start dating. So it's like when you accelerate that and you spend 24/7 with them, it is like a 6 month relationship packed into 3 weeks, just with like the amount of time you spend with one another. So
Oh
no, it
yeah,
was just
like the bed,
like
everything.
crazy.
Like having to sleep with them night
Yeah.
one, you're like, all right, I guess this is happening.
Yeah, literally. But yeah, so he was like, I hope that like wasn't too much. And I was like, no, I'm glad you did, because if I had to say we were exclusive for like 5 weeks, I would have been like, what the hell?
No, that's very fair. I was gonna pull up a lot of questions from people on Instagram.
Carmen, what was it like with Rob in Casa Amore? Because I know you said you would give him 80/20, whatever, but, like, when we interviewed Rob, he was like, "Oh, no," like, she was Kenzo the whole time. Like, what was
Well,
Casa Amore really like?
so, because him and I had had a conversation like the morning of, before we left to Casa, where we were like, oh, if Casa does happen, like whenever it happens, like we're not gonna like kiss anyone outside of challenges. Like we're gonna like just like we set some like basic like boundaries of just like
Yeah,
all of that. But then I remember the conversation ending and him being like we'll be open and like we'll still get to know everyone and all that. So then Casa happened. I was like, well, we're open, but I don't want to be, you know what I mean? Like I was like,
yeah,
I liked him so much. So I did like kind of force myself to go and have those conversations and like talk to all of the guys. And like, I think maybe two others had like expressed interest in me, but it was like so direct in our first chat that it was almost like, it almost like caught me off guard, because it's like they'd been watching on TV and had like seen me and they were like, I'm coming for you. And I was a bit like, caught off guard, and it was like almost too much, where Rob was just very chill and like casual with it, and like it was just like very like normal. But yeah, it was one of those things where it was like, I think the first day, and like I said, we haven't got the chance to watch the show. I'd pulled him for like I think I stopped him in the hallway and was like, it's like, I'm just gonna give you a heads up. I was like, I'm sleeping outside. Like, I know you had asked me to like share a bed, and I was like, I'm not. I'm gonna sleep outside, all that. And I was like, you should like get to know all the other girls. Like, ask another girl to sleep in your bed. Like, I like really was like, ask someone else. Like, get to know the other girls. And he pretty much was just like, there wasn't anyone else in there that he liked. So he was like, even if you're 90% closed off, like, I don't like anyone else in here type thing. So I think it's kind of like he said, like I was for Kenzo for the whole time, but he also didn't have anyone else in there he wanted to explore. So it was
mhm,
kind of just like a
yeah,
weird thing, you know what I mean? Where he
that
was
makes
like, can you
sense.
give me 100? And I was like, I can't give you 100. So it was just like a weird balance.
Have you seen his viral clip of him saying, "I could get you in a creek"?
No, but me and Hannah quote it to each other all the time, because I went to her and I was like, wants to go to the creek. And Hannah was like, you're not for the creek.
Carmen, it's so funny. I can't wait for you to go watch it later today. It's been everywhere. It's literally just him saying, like, "I could get you in a creek."
And your face is like,
You're like, "Okay."
No, I'm just kidding.
you know what I'm just a little
But
curious about? Like, that doesn't have to go into detail, but I was just curious. We didn't see when you guys got back. Like, Carmen, did you have a conversation? I mean, I would obviously think that you had a conversation with Kenzo about Rob, just because like we didn't see anything. And
oh,
so we were like, oh, okay. I guess like, does he know?
yeah, no, I like we went off for a chat and like I told him everything right away, and like literally like it was crazy, because it was like I had told him like what had happened and all of that, and when movie night happened, like I pretty much had quoted exactly what was played in movie night. Like I told him about like the 80/20 conversation, how like he had asked for 100%, but I was like, I said I'd do 80 and try to be present, but I really couldn't be, and like
Yeah,
all of that. And so like no, I had like he we definitely had a conversation. So like when it came up, he wasn't like, who is this guy at movie
Right,
night, you know? So
exactly.
he had definitely like known that like I had tried to get to know someone and I like really failed at it because I was just like so mentally closed off.
Yeah, no, she did. We did have that conversation right away. But honestly, like the first thing she said when she came back was like, "I slept outside every day," and after that, I was like, "Fuck, like this is gonna be my girl."
Yeah.
But yeah, then she obviously opened up about Rob, and like she technically tried to get to know him and everything like that. And yeah, and then I think it was like 1 or 2 days later, it was movie night, and I knew they're gonna fucking throw some shit to
Yeah.
to get me pissed off or something, and I knew something was coming with that, and so before it I was like, babe, like, is there anything else that you didn't tell me that I'm gonna fucking see tonight?
And I was like, no, and it literally
Yeah,
was exactly
and
what I
she was
had
like,
told
no,
him,
I
like
told
to
you
a T.
everything, and she like she's saying she like told me 100% everything. Like there was a whole section of just Rob and her talking, and they try to make it like they were flirting, but I honestly didn't believe it, and so it was like literally everything she said. So I 100% trust her, and but yeah, no, I knew that shit was coming too, and I was like, babe, just tell me now. Like I don't want to be surprised during this movie night.
Or like there was one in movie night where like it looked like I went to like move to sit next to Rob, but I don't know if in the episode I moved because the frog tried to jump on me. Like where
You
I was
absolutely wanted
originally,
nothing to do with that frog.
I was like because the frog before the frog like moved towards Rob, it was jumping towards me on the other end of the couch. So I was like, I'm gonna come move over here. So that's why I ended up sitting next to him, was because I didn't want that frog like jumping on me.
Oh my gosh.
Was cut together as I was like, I'm gonna come sit over here, and I was like, okay, really? Like
Of course.
I was a bit like cut of it. I was like, that looks like weird, but yeah, it was just like the frog scaring me.
That's fair.
No, I mean, like, obviously, it's just the editing. It's just, it really makes things look the way that they're just not.
Going into the finals too, if you guys like had a vote but you couldn't vote for yourselves, which couple do you guys think was like the strongest in there?
I think Hannah and Marco were really strong, but I feel like, I don't know about you, I feel like we would have voted for like Leo and Cassie maybe, just because like I know he was really there for Leo and like helping Leo win Cassie back, and like I was very much there for Cassie like during all of it, so I felt like we saw their journey and we saw how close they got at the end. So I feel like we would, but then also like Hannah and Marco are like so like they've been so close since like day one, you know? So I feel like it would have been like 50-50 for that.
Yeah, we were like so up in the air. Like we didn't know who was gonna win. We were like, this could go so many different ways.
Yeah, or like I know Bergie has like the biggest fan base in the world.
The
like
Bergie.
like out on top, you know? So we when I tell you like we had no clue how it was gonna play out in there either.
I honestly had no idea. I think everybody almost had like a 25% chance. I think it was like, it was Huh?
We were so boring though that I feel like we knew we were gonna
we
get
kind of
fourth.
knew we were gonna
we knew we were gonna get fourth because everyone was like, "There's nothing with y'all."
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you guys got third until just now.
It's just because you guys were like too in love, like doing your own thing. That's literally why.
I was like, we were just too real. Like
we were just like dating, you know, like we were just in there dating. Like we didn't really have like, I don't know. So it was like when it came out, like I like when she said was like announcing fourth, like I was like, we knew it was gonna be us. You know what I mean? Everyone else had like faced like so many like trials, and like Marco's ex-girlfriend had showed up. Like everyone had really gone through it. Like him and I were just like happy to be with each other. You know what I mean?
And at that point, like I didn't even expect to even make the final four. Like I came in there like not expecting anything, and so for me to like win her, you know, when she said yes to be my girlfriend, like I could have left right there and I would have been like just fine. So even to make it to the final four was like really special for us. So yeah, I think we we had a good time while we were in there for sure.
Yeah, you guys looked amazing too. Like Carmen, your dress, the black dress was so pretty.
Oh my God.
I loved it. And Kenzo, thank you for not wearing a velvet suit.
That's what I said. But yeah, no, I loved the dress. I had like sequins in my skin for like days after because it was like so tight on my legs. Like the sequins lines were like had become part of me by the end of it. But
we were holding our breath for the girls dresses because every single season we're like, it's a rite of passage. Everyone just gets an ugly dress, and you watch it back and you're like, wow, they
did 'em
really did me
dirty.
dirty. And you guys start walking out one by one, and we're like,
You're like, wow, they gave them really good dresses.
oh my God, they're not falling to this curse, because we were like, holy shit. But your dress was my number one favorite.
They said, never mind, we'll give it to the men in the velvet suits. In Fiji. I can't imagine how hot the guys must have been because it's so humid and hot there.
Right.
Yeah. No, and luckily, like I was obviously wearing like an open shirt, so I don't think it was as bad as the other guys who were all closed up.
Yeah.
And you guys jumped in the pool after, so then the velvet with the water's got to be even heavier.
They told us that that's a tradition. When like we were all like, Fergie literally came up and was like, "We're doing it," and we're all like,
"No."
And we're all like, I remember all of us being like, I don't know, and like Leo had just gotten his hair rebraided that morning, so Leo was like, "I'm not going in the water." Like all of us were just like, we're in these like massive like dresses. We're like, Fergie says we're going in. Like, it's happening.
What Fergie says we do.
It's so fun all jumping in the pool.
Oh my gosh.
I was
well,
dude, I was shaking bad. Like
really?
I thought I was gonna get sick
and he's the one that takes cold showers every morning, like tries to get all of us to get on this like health kick. And then he was like at the end freezing so bad after the pool, and I was chilling and I was all toasty. I was like, I probably could handle your cold showers.
I'm gonna get sick. I was shaking.
I do back your cold shower theory, though. I will back that. I'm like, Carmen, you should try it.
I'm like a steaming hot shower person.
You did it yesterday, and you were in the best mood.
I did do it yesterday, and he said it was like the most morning person he's ever seen me be.
It literally changes your mood. It's insane.
I literally love the chat you guys had about being morning people. And Kenzo, you were like, I wake up at 5 a.m. And Carmen, you're like, I'm not, but I will try, and I will get a coffee, and I will be grumpy, but I will come with you and go for a walk.
And that's what I love about her is like, even though our lifestyles they're not like super similar, like she's open to trying things, you know, and like even camping and sleeping outside. She fucking before she went to Casa, she didn't want to sleep outside. I tried to convince her so many times to go sleep on Soul Ties with me, and every time she said no. And then all of a sudden she goes to Casa, and then she's sleeping by herself. And then she comes back. He's like, "Hey, I slept every night by myself. I can do it. I'll do it with you now." And then so we slept, I think, like 4 nights in a row after Casa, outside. And yeah, and like I really appreciate that, and that means a lot to me. And so yeah, that's why I said like she's just open. She's open to trying new things and you know, and kind of match my energy there. And so yeah.
Like during the day, we have like a very similar routine. Like we both fast. We both like go to the gym. Like all of that similar. It's just like the sleep schedule where I was like, I will wake up around that time, you know, like we'll give it our effort. I was like, once I get my coffee, then I'll wake up and I'll be good to go. But I was like, at first, I don't know about before the coffee, but yeah, we did it yesterday and it was good.
You can do. Good. You're moving forward, making moves.
Okay, what is next for you guys? What do you guys have planned coming up?
We're going to San Diego. Yeah. She's gonna meet my family. My family's coming down to San Diego, and so we're gonna go meet them there. Obviously she's gonna meet them for the first time, and then we're gonna spend like 3-4 days there, and then we're flying out to Wisconsin to meet her family. Yeah. So I don't know how long we're gonna be there, but yeah, we're gonna be there for a little bit, and then we'll fly back to Scottsdale.
Oh my gosh. It is so nice that you guys get to live in the same, like,
how close do you guys live again? I remember you said it.
Yeah, probably a little less than 10 minutes.
That is so that's lucky, like fate. So nice. I know. I'm really, really excited for you guys.
Yeah, we talk about things and we can like name like the street names, you know what I mean? And I'm like, is it over here or is it like over there? But yeah, because also like he was never like his family lives in Scottsdale, but he moved around a lot, so he wasn't like always there. But now we're just excited to like maybe chill for a little bit before we start like traveling again.
Yeah, because I was honestly gonna leave Scottsdale for good, like before the show. Like I was thinking about moving back to Mexico or whatever. I was like, I like Scottsdale, like that's where my family's at, but I was like, there's nothing really left here for me. And now I met her, so I'm like, I guess I'll be staying there for a little bit more, but but yeah, and then I'm gonna try to convince her to come to Mexico.
Where in Mexico?
Yeah.
Puerto Vallarta.
Oh, love it there.
That
Wow. Yeah, I've been. I love it. And then I actually went to Mita, which is close, like an hour away.
Punta Mita. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, Punta Mita. It was really, really
Yeah,
beautiful.
yeah, it is
Yeah.
beautiful. Yeah, yeah.
like literally just got back from Mexico last week. I'm like, Carmen, you're
Where'd
up.
you go?
I went to
It's my turn.
Cancun. I went to like right outside Cancun. I can't remember Playa del Carmen.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, that's nice. Yeah,
Yeah, it was for a
very nice.
bachelorette. So, you know. But
Oh.
anyway,
Different kind.
Wow, we're so excited for you guys.
yes.
Like this is such a fun time, coming back, getting all the love. I can't wait to see like more social posts from you guys and just being like getting to see like what everything transpires into real life and everything you guys have next. And I know all of your fans are going to be so excited to see all of that too. We'll make sure that we link your socials down below so anyone watching this video can follow you guys and add you guys. And anyone watching this video, please give this video a like, drop any more comments or questions you have for Carmen and Kenzo down below. And thank you guys so much
Thank
again for coming
you.
on. This was amazing. I'm so
We're
excited
so
we got to
excited
talk
for
to you
you.
guys.
Us too. Thank you
Thank you
for
for
having
having us.
us.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank you.
We had a lot of fun.
Bye.
Bye.
Ciao.